Let me just do this here. False start. Offense. I pushed the button. False start. Offense.
You pushed the button.
15-yard, 15-minute penalty. Automatic first down.
Early.
I know. We are early. Yes, folks. How we doing? It is time for week number 5. Number 5 of Pain and Gain Pick'ems. And that starts...
False start.
Oh. This guy. False start.
Alex.
My bad.
Also, Romy's fat.
Or, yes, he is. Episode number 5 of Pain and Gain Pick'em starts right about now. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Football freaks, gridiron geeks, have no fear, because Pain and Gain Pick'ems are here for you. For you. Each and every single one of you. How we get doing, everybody? What is going on? I, of course, am your host with the most, a Pizzle, Alex Button, representing the 1 and 3 Miami Dolphins. Yeah, this is pain. This is absolute pain. They're testing my sanity. They're testing my sanity, man. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. It's okay. Onward and upward, hopefully. Got one more game until the bye week. Speaking of, well, actually the reverse of 1 and 3. Let's talk about 3 and 1 as LC Pittsburgh Steelers. LC Muscles 28. How you doing?
Doing good. Referees. Let me actually just go and talk about this right now because I have a little rant.
Rant.
Actually, we'll talk about this.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, we're ranting.
Do you want the full screen?
I'm not wasting any time.
Half the floor is yours.
You know what? Yes, I do. This year has been one of the absolute worst seasons I have ever seen. Maybe the worst that I've ever seen in regards to officiating. This league just does not know how to get out of its own way. The referees right now, I have never seen a worse set of referees in my entire life. The only good referee I will say that does decently is, hey, Dennis is here.
Long time no see.
I wanted to get you in there. Yes, Dennis the Menace. He's here. I sent him the link. I wanted him to be on the show, so he's here. But other than Sean Hockley, this crew of referees is absolutely terrible. And let me just bring it to what happened on Sunday.
What happened?
The Steelers played the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis, and this is a game Pittsburgh obviously should have won. But the amount of calls that I saw, or the lack of thereof, was inexcusable. TJ Watt, I watched the whole game back. TJ Watt was held 9 times and was not
9 times.
They were never called for a single holding call.
9 times.
Not only that, you had probably without a doubt one of the worst unnecessary roughness calls I have ever seen from a defensive stack standpoint. And that is Minka Fitzpatrick's hit on Adonai Mitchell. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to tell you. You guys can look right here on my screen. This is shoulder to back, and you can see the replay. Watch.
Okay. Yep.
Shoulder to back. Unnecessary roughness.
They called that unnecessary roughness.
They called that unnecessary roughness for a late hit. Shoulder to back. And Gene Steratore was actually the head officiating for the game, said that was the incorrect call. And not only was it biased to the Steelers, they also missed some calls against the Colts. Let's also talk to the fact that Justin Fields threw the ball over the line 2 times, and it was never called once for an illegal forward pass. I'm being unbiased here, but I'm sorry. There is even when Gene Steratore says this crew their calls were absolutely horrendous, he was not lying. The quality officials, and there was also, I'll get into another comment in a second, but the quality of officiating has gone drastically downhill. And in other associations of referees, they usually get fined. They get a lashing out. They get something usually done if they mess up a bad game. The only other league that I would think that doesn't do a good job with disciplining its referees is probably the NBA. Until Tim Donaghy decided to gamble.
Yep.
And owed a ton of money to the mafia. Then they had to crack down on it. But otherwise, and because LeBron James, aka LeBron, thinks Diddy Pyres are awesome, James also complained about the officiating. But let's just get back to the NFL officiating for a second. I thought my rant on Walt Anderson when the Steelers lost, I think it was about 6 years ago, was one of my more viewed live.
Oh, I remember that.
That was one of my most popular live rants after a game. I could not believe how bad Lance Clark and his crew did this week. It was absolutely a joke that this officiating in the NFL has gone on for so long. Do you want to know how many penalty flags have been called in 4 weeks compared to 10 weeks? There's about 2.5 times more flags called in the first 4 weeks of the NFL season compared to the first 10 weeks of last year.
Whoa.
So you have 2.5 more flags per game in 4 weeks compared to 10 weeks last year. I think also there was I was tuning into this live. Tom Grossi was also doing a live stream with the Vikings and Packers.
Yep.
And I actually pull this up because Tom Grossi has also been complaining about the referees because actually it was hilarious.
Flag.
Tom Grossi. Yeah, he has that flag counter.
Flag.
For his thing. And then I actually want to pull this up. I want to see how many flags were actually called in the Vikings-Packers game.
Flag.
The Vikings-Packers game, there was 15 flags. In an NFL game, you should have about maybe 5 at most. There were 3 times the exceeded minimum amount of flags in a game. 15. And that was one of the least penalized games of the week. If that is the least amount of flags in one game for a regular season game, imagine how bad it's going to get the rest of the year. And not only that, let's also talk about the fact that the referees' flags are. Dennis, I'll get to that in a second. But the Chiefs have been bailed out by so many flags. It seems like the NFL is just biased towards certain teams. And I have to say, they're biased towards the Chiefs.
You don't say.
Here's the thing. I work with somebody who's a Chiefs fan that also complains about how the Chiefs get all the flags. She doesn't like the fact that the Chiefs are getting all these flags. And she's a Chiefs fan from Kansas.
Huh.
So when you have Chiefs fans complaining that there are too many flags in a game, then there's a problem. So NFL, get your crap together, NFL, because it's getting to the point where NBA officials are better than you. And that's sad because NBA officials are probably the worst set of officials in all pro sports. I would say professional lacrosse league referees are getting there, but yeah, when you make NBA referees look good, then that's a problem. And that's what I got to say.
And that's all you got to say about that.
One thing I will say is highlight Dennis's last comment, though, because that's my exact thought.
Let's see. This one?
Exact thought. Yep, lick dog shit on the front porch, referees. Yep, that's exactly how I feel right now.
And look who it is. It's Joshua Cook with a 5-er once again.
Hey,
LC, Alex, he went 11-4 last week. Very nice. I went 10-6. Colts got the W.
I did not do that.
Look for his picks tonight on Cassie Cage versus everyone on Joshua Cook's HRNR, YouTube's new alternative. Be on the lookout for that. Romy sent me something. What the hell is this?
It's probably Spider Romy.
Flag.
That's sure though. Am I wrong?
Play it again. Flag. No lies detected. That was very good. Okay. Moving right along. Let's
go right
not
into
waste any time. Let's not waste any time right now as start of week number 5 in the National Football League. As we start out Thursday nights.
Wait, hold on, Alex. Before we do that, we forgot Dashy. I know he's going to say something about it, but we
no, I know he's not here because he actually messaged me. He said he wasn't going to be here tonight. He actually has to work. So the team's on bye this week because this is the start of bye weeks. We have the Chargers, so we're not going to be playing no Chargers. So
and now go Chargers, go.
No Eagles, so
the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
No Detroit Lions and no Tennessee Titans. If you're a fan of those 4 teams, sorry, you're just going to have to wait till next week. Tiny Tim, unfortunately, is a little under the weather, so he will not be joining us, but we do have his picks.
Yep, which actually Alex will go over half, and then I'll go over the second
Actually,
half.
No, I deleted it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, because
I'll actually have them then. So
I want to be surprised.
All right.
I want to be
surprised
like because that guy is unhinged, as unhinged can be, especially when it comes to these picks. I want to be surprised.
Same here.
Okay. So let's not waste any time. Starting out Thursday night, which, by the way, just so happens to be my day of birth.
That's right. Your birthday's tomorrow.
That's right.
Because our birthdays are a week apart.
That's right. Starting out in Hotlanta, as it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. This game is at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which you were at, by the way.
I was there.
Number 1.
I was there, and it is an amazing stadium. I would say if you have the chance to go to that stadium, I would highly recommend it. It's absolutely worth going.
Hell yeah. From what I'm seeing right here, the Falcons are 1.5 point favorites.
Whenever you're ready.
Falcons are 1.5 point favorites.
Oh, you're muted. Mood them.
What? No?
Mood them. Still mood them.
Really? Hold on. How about now?
Well, I still don't hear it.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
I do
check,
not hear
check.
it.
Check. 1, 2.
Well, let me go back.
Good. People hear me.
Not muted. Huh.
It's your,
must be on my end.
Maybe it's your headphones. How about now? Check. 1, 2.
Well, one
1,
second.
2. Check.
My headphones are not working. Oh.
Modern technology at its finest.
Let me just try something.
Oh, this is swimmingly.
Let me disconnect.
All right,
there we go. Okay, there we go. It was
connected. Let me know if you hear that.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Can you hear that?
There we go. I can hear that. For some reason, my Bluetooth headphones, they're connected to my iPad and to here. So that's why. For some reason,
it's
it took
Bluetooth.
But they're still great quality, though. So
that's why I prefer Raycons. Okay. Please sponsor me. All right. Falcons are 1.5 point favorites.
So they are 1.5 on Yahoo, but on Hard Rock, the official betting sports betting at Florida, they are 2-point favorites.
Who's the referee for this game?
Ron Torbert.
And calling this game on Amazon Prime, we have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $69.
Nice.
I guess I will go first.
Go right ahead.
This is an enormous game inside the division for both teams. Tampa Bay impressed last week, blowing out the Eagles like I said they would. That was my upset pick of the week, and rightfully so.
Right.
While the Falcons won a tough game over the New Orleans Saints, last-second field goal by one Younghoe Koo. The Falcons' offense has not looked that good, and the Falcons have offensive line injuries that Todd Bowles, I think, will exploit. This is not my upset pick of the week, but I think Baker Mayfield and the Bucs win on the road in Atlanta this Thursday night. I have the Buccaneers over the Atlanta Falcons by a final score of 24-20. Fire them cannons. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs are ready to shine.
Alrighty, so the Buccaneers and the Falcons. The last time these two teams played on Thursday night was actually Devin Hester. I think it was Devin Hester's last ever kickoff return.
I remember
that. Was the last time they played in Atlanta. So that was the last time they played on Thursday night. And on Thursday night games, it's interesting to see the least because the Buccaneers and the Falcons, they're pretty much last year was a road-dominated series. Tampa Bay won at Atlanta, and Atlanta won in Tampa Bay. The Falcons the Buccaneers have won they've won 5 of the last 7 games. So that actually does help Tampa's favorability out. Kirk Cousins, he has looked decent in primetime. He is 1-1 this year in primetime games. He did beat the Eagles on the road, and then they end up losing that close game against the Kansas City Chiefs, where realistically, that's another referee missed call. Let's be honest, they missed it. They missed that call too. Hogging a guy in the end zone is not pass interference. I will say though,
I don't know.
Well, Kirk Cousins does not have the best track record in primetime games. The Buccaneers do have the overall series lead in this one, but this has probably been the toughest Thursday night game to call so far this year.
Yes.
So honestly, this is going to come down to which defense realistically can play the best. There are injuries across the Falcons' offensive line. The Buccaneers do have injuries as well. The big thing that's going to concern me for this game is which offense is really going to be able to put many points. The Buccaneers do have their running back duo of Rashad White and Bucky Irving, and then the Falcons have theirs with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier.
From Texas.
That's right. Bijan Robinson is from Texas, but I'm wondering how these running backs will do, though. When I looked at matchups, though, what's the interesting stat that concerns me is the Falcons have allowed the 4th least amount of points to receivers, while the Buccaneers have allowed the least amount of points to running backs. So this is going to be a duo of which offense will strike hot first. I think that my export report is my best bet. I think the Buccaneers will get the job done. I think that this will be a closer game than you would think. I think they repeat their series from last year, where the road team wins each game. So I think the Buccaneers win on the road here, but then I think the Falcons will win on the road with Tampa Bay later on.
Okay.
Tampa Bay to win this game, but this will actually correlate to my best bet of the game. My final score for Buccaneers and Falcons is going to be, I'm going to go 23-20. Give me the Buccaneers to win this game off a late Chase McLaughlin field goal. I think this is a field goal fest. I think if you can get a field goal, Price might have this prop tomorrow. But if you can't get the prop of over 3.5 field goals for both kickers, that honestly would be the best one. If another one, I would say under 49 total points.
I like it.
Because I think that the offenses will do enough just to get in there, but I don't think there's going to be many touchdown scores. I think this is going to be a field goal heavy game, and I think the Buccaneers will end up getting the job done.
And what does Tiny Tim have to say about this?
What does Tiny Tim have to say? Let me take a look at what Tiny Tim has to say. So Tiny Tim has. So let me just pull up here. Messenger, come on, Messenger, work. Here we go. Okay, so he has Atlanta Falcons 27, Tampa Bay 23. Bijan Robinson have a great game from Horns. He actually.
He's the solo pick. He's the solo
on us. Okay. That's right. He's solo with us. So he's not on the Falcons, not on the Buccaneers with us. But I think Tampa Bay will get the job done. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs are hot and ready to play.
Damn right. All right. Now we get to the first international series game as we are going over to England, as it is the New Jersey Jets against the Minnesota Vikings. This game is at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Vikings are 2.5-point favorites.
So they are 2.5 on Yahoo, and on Hard Rock they went down to 2.
Splendid. Referee for this game is
Scott Novak.
And calling this game on the NFL Network, we have Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner. And the lowest ticketed price on StubHub.co.uk is £184.
That sounds about right. A jolly good time.
Cheerio, good sir. All right, let's actually hear what Mr. Timothy McClelland has to say about this game.
Mr. Timothy has for him. He has 33-24 in favor of the undefeated Minnesota Vikings, who it's crazy to think about and actually talk about this in his.
Oh my goodness!
That the Minnesota Vikings, every time they started off 4-0, they've missed the playoffs. So it's definitely not. The most crazy thing. It's crazy because they also went like that 15-1 season. They also did not start 4-0, which is crazy to think about. But he has it, and with him, he says, "Aaron Rodgers, that bad man, is now going to be saying one word
instead of RELAX. It's
PANIC. Panic.
Sorry. No, you're right. Sorry, Luke. I'm done. I promise.
Oh, it's too funny. I'm sorry. Just wait
till my German accent.
Oh, dear Lord. Guten Tag.
Anyways.
You mind if I go first next on this one? Alrighty, so the Jets and Vikings. Let's talk about what happened in that game against the Broncos and Jets. Who expected Denver to go in and not only beat the Buccaneers last week, who were a top team in the NFC South, but to go and beat the Jets with Aaron Rodgers? I know. I couldn't believe it either.
Brandon Perna.
Is it the best game ever for Broncos Jets?
No, the new worst win ever.
New worst win ever.
New worst win ever, I believe.
That's kind of funny, to be honest with you. Yeah, the Jets looked awful. Breece Hall had his worst game ever as an NFL player against the Broncos, which completely surprised me.
Oh. Wait a minute.
I'm back. But the Jets lead the overall series 8-4, so they do have that overall series advantage. They've won their last 3 games against the Vikings. Actually, no, they've actually lost the last 3 games against the Vikings after winning 7 in a row. So honestly, this is a series of streaks, it seems like. Vikings won the Jets won the first one. Vikings won the second one. The Jets ended up winning 7 in a row. Now the Vikings win 3 in a row. Now I think the trend continues. I think the Minnesota Vikings will win and get the job done in Minnesota. Minnesota is actually undefeated while traveling internationally, while the Jets are 2-1. Their last loss actually came a couple of years ago against the Falcons. So I'm going to take Minnesota to win this game.
Okay.
I think that the Vikings defense is for real. Right now, the top 2 defenses in the league are the Vikings and Steelers, and the Vikings defense will show up and shut down Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers does not do very well against the blitz. Just like Max said earlier in his pick'ems, in his pick'em things. So it's crazy to think about it, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers does not do well against pressure, and I think that continues here. Give me the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Jets, 27-17. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. Skull. Good Lord.
The Vikings are undefeated, and Sam Darnold is playing like an MVP. Who the hell saw that coming?
I have no idea.
Nobody. But
well, actually, no, my grandmom did. My grandmom actually picked the Broncos. You ready to be the same
for the Vikings to be undefeated?
No, she actually picked the Denver Broncos to beat the Jets. She also picked the Vikings to win last week, but still, carry on.
You know who else did? Vampire Luke.
Hey, actually, the super chat
and a tour.
A 2-pound.
He picked the Jets, or he picked the Broncos to beat the Jets. I'll be damned.
Wow,
I will be damned. But yeah, Vikings are undefeated. Sam Darnold's playing like an MVP. I don't think anybody expected that. But facing this Jets defense will be a real challenge. Jets offense was lifeless last week, and Aaron Rodgers will face a tough test against that Minnesota defense. I'm in agreement with you, gentlemen. I am going to go with the Minnesota Vikings as well. I think it's going to be just a little bit closer than you guys say. I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17. Give me the Vikings. Skull. All right, next game up on the list. Back to the early Sunday slate games. Let's start out with, where the hell is it? Let's start. Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Oh, it's your game. Oh, no.
2 weeks in a row I've used that for us.
It's not mine. It's not mine. Hell no.
2 weeks in a row I've used this for us, as it is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots. And from what I am seeing right here, Patriots are 1-point favorites.
Let me look. Yeah, on Hard Rock, you are correct. And on the Yahoo Sports app, you are correct. So, got both of them.
Referee for this game is
Adrian Hill.
And calling this game on Fox, believe it or not, we have Chris Myers and Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez.
Of course, it's Mark Sanchez. 2 teams he knows really well about.
Right. Lowest ticketed price, $119.
What? Really?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's really bad. I'm sorry, that's bad.
You all know the rules. Save me for last. Who does
Tiny Tim have? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Miami. He actually has Miami winning this game, 24-16.
Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez.
Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez.
That's what I said, Romy.
Batty.
So he has Miami winning this?
He has Miami winning this 24-16. He sees a bounce back game for the Dolphins. I'll go. I know. I might as well just give my picks out. Miami does lead the overall series 62-55. The Dolphins have won the last 2 games and have won. Take a look here. The Patriots have only won 2 of the last.
I think the last time the Patriots won was in Patriots, last time they won was week 1 of 2020.
Well, they actually did win on New Year's Day of 2023 by 2 points.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the last. That was on the road. Actually, I was on the road against on the road in New England. So New England has both of their last 2 wins against the Dolphins were at New England. And I honestly don't know who to pick for this game. I really don't, because both these teams have absolutely abysmal offenses. Let's be honest here. Snoop Huntley did not impress me last week against the Titans. And it sucks because Tyreek Hill literally is just, I think there's nothing he can do. He does not have Jalen Waddle, and he just absolutely just is suffering.
You mean he doesn't have Tua?
He doesn't have Tua. And that, you could see the pain on his face that he does not have Tua. You realistically can see the pace. So, I forgot. Hold on, where is it? Dang it. Let me go get something real quick.
Oh, you're using this as a... You're really doing the...
I'm really doing it, Alex. I'm really doing it because, honestly, I've gone back and forth to this game at least 6 times with my pre-research. And honestly, the spreads, I looked at the spreads, injury history, even though there is a factor that could help the Dolphins out a little bit. Patriots center David Andrews is expected to miss the rest of the season, which is a big blow for the New England's offensive line, and they're also missing their starting off a tackle. So honestly, it honestly just pains me to do this, but gotta let fate decide. I was gonna say this for later, but honestly, I don't know who to pick. Hey, Romy, how about you go eat a salad?
The facts guy here.
I'm not Mr. Casual, okay? I don't eat cheese pizzas with
plain ass burgers.
So, in honor of actually, because it's actually fitted, because nasty number 1 is Tua Tagovailoa's number 1. He's going to be the Miami Dolphins, and AR is going to be the Patriots.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. So, Alex, whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1. Baba Booey.
Please, God, no. Please don't let this team. Okay, that's at least relief. Give me Miami Dolphins. Miami wins this game. Oh, my score prediction is going to be great. You want to know my score prediction?
5-2.
5-3. 5-3, Miami Dolphins.
We're not playing
game-winning safety. Game-winning safety. 5-3. Hammer the under 40 points for this game. There is no way.
Stop.
There's no way. Take the under 40.5 points as my best bet.
You for real?
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, goodness. 5-3. The over-under is actually 36, but you can find hard on sports bets books. You can find under 40.5. It's not even going to hit 20. 5-3 final score.
That might take the cake. Now, is that a score? Is that a scoregami?
Actually, is not. It is not, because there actually have been 5-3 games before. I'm not kidding you. There actually has been, but it's been in the 40s. It was with the 40s.
Where the hell is it? All right, Romy, I'll play it for you. What the hell? Where is it? Before I say my thing, let me just processing. Okay.
You said you weren't a stooge. How do you feel now, you silly bastard?
There you go.
All right, you heard what I had to say, or you heard?
You heard what I had to say, and you heard what Tiny Tim had to say. So now it's your turn to talk.
You heard what Tim had to say. I'll see. Muscles, my turn. It's my turn to.
Son of a bitch, I'm sick of these Dolphins.
That says it perfectly right there, ladies and gentlemen. We have scored 2, count them, 1, 2 touchdowns in the last 3 games. This game features 2 really bad teams. But the Dolphins are the biggest surprise here. Without Tua Tagovailoa, we are anemic on offense. Defense is not good right now. It's going to be even worse because Jalen Phillips is now out for the rest of the year with the torn MCL. Patriots are at home. They have struggled the past couple of games. But there ain't no way. And hey, Pizzle means no way I'm picking the goddamn Patriots. We need a bounce back win, especially since our bye week is next week. We need a win desperately, and I think we get one here against our division rivals. I am going to pick us. This is probably going to be my last time. If we do lose, this is probably going to be my last time picking us for a long time. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins. You call me a biased homer all you want, but that's just how I think it's going to be. So Dolphins get the win over the Patriots. Tyler Huntley somehow, some way leads us to victory. Probably going to be a Wildcat game, just like 2008. I'm hoping it's something similar to that, but we shall see. But I do have the Dolphins getting the win. Fins up, baby, 21-12. Give me the Dolphins.
I will say, though, I'm a fan of that pick because I'm sorry. I just can't pick the Patriots. Oh, stop it, Johnster.
Even though they are at home, even though there were rumors, though, I heard that there were rumors that Tom Brady was supposed to call this game on Fox.
Yeah, there's no way he's doing that.
And if he did, I would have switched.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's crazy though. I would love to see Tyreek Hill play quarterback for at least one play.
Yeah, Wildcat.
Do it, Mike McDaniel. Just do it at this point.
Please, Money Mike. Save yourself. Save your job. Save our sanity. Do something different. Because what you've been doing the past few weeks, it's not working.
It's not.
Fix it. For the love of God. Next game on the list we have is, again, I feel like every year these two teams play each other, and they're not even in the same division. They're not even in the same division, but yet this is the third time they're playing each other. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. This game is in Chicago at Soldier Field, and from what I'm seeing right here, the Bears are 4-point favorites.
Okay, on Hard Rock they are 4, and on Yahoo it's -4 as well. So you're right on both of them.
Referee for this game is
actually going to be
Blake. And calling this game on Fox, we have Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma. Lowest ticketed price. $233. I shit you.
Last year's game.
I shit. Hold on. I'm pulling this up right now. Okay. Chicago, Sunday. Boom. Oh, it went up. I apologize. It went up. Lowest ticketed price now is $247.
Oh my god, that's funny.
$247.
He can't even believe this shit. This is still in the background.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. How?
I guess I'll go first here.
Go right ahead.
The Bears are coming off a victory. They beat, who did they beat last week?
They beat the Rams.
They beat the Rams at home. While Andy Dalton lost for the first time as a starter this year, losing to his old team, the Cincinnati Bengals.
That was unfortunate.
Chicago defense is playing well. I think Andy Dalton and his offense will have problems, while Caleb Williams will continue to improve with help from the rejuvenated run game, with finally getting DeAndre Swift involved. The Bears take it as the Panthers struggle to move it on offense. I'm going with the Bears to get the win over the Panthers. Final score 24-13, the Bears.
All right, before I get to what I had to say, let's see what Tiny Tim has to say. He has 27-20 Chicago. Caleb outduels the Red Rifle. My goodness, man. This is actually, you know what's crazy about this? You think they play every year, Alex? They've only played 12 times in their total team history.
Yeah, but the last 3 years, it's like Bears, Panthers.
Not necessarily.
Bears, Panthers.
They've only played 3 times in the past 6 years.
Oh, well, I'm an idiot then.
They played in last year in Thursday Night Football.
Oh, wait, no, you're right. I'm thinking about the Commanders and the Bears. My fault.
Yeah, that's a different one. We'll get that eventually later in the season. But they played in 2020. They played in 2017, 2014, 2012. The only time they played back-to-back years was in 2012 and 2011. Yep, only 2012 and 2011. Actually, no, they played 3 years from 2010 to 2012. So they did technically play 3 times in 3 years in a row. That was 2010 to 2012. But still. Vikings and Bears. Bears lead the overall series 8-4. Panthers have only – actually, the Panthers do not play very well in Chicago. They only have 1 win in Chicago. They only have 1 win in Chicago in their
Just one.
2006. Yep, and that was a 29-21 victory in 2006. And that was actually a playoff game. That was a divisional round playoff game. So in the regular season, the Panthers have never beat the Bears in Chicago.
Oh,
So that was the only time, and that was actually the year they went to the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks that year in 2006. So other than that one game in the postseason, Carolina does not play well in Chicago, and I think that streak continues here. The problem is, I thought the Bengals defense, they were technically, before last week, they were the 30th ranked defense, and they held the Panthers only 24 points. Chicago is a much better defense, and I think they will shut down the Panthers pretty well. And I know somebody I work with is a Panthers fan, so he hates me to say this, but I'm going to say the Bears get the job done in Chicago and get the win. The metrosexual quarterback, Caleb Williams, gets the job done with his pink fingernails. Final score, 23-13, giving me Chicago Bears. Chicago. If I have a best in this game, I'm going to say Cairo Santos over 1.5 field goals.
Okay.
I know this week.
I like that. All right, next game on the list we have is the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. This game is in Washington at FedEx Field. Sorry to anybody who's actually going to go to this. Yeah, this game's going to be. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it is. Actually, because the Commanders or Redskins are actually looking pretty good.
Yeah, the Redskins are. So
Redskins are looking pretty good. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Redskins Commanders football team, whatever the fuck you want to call them, 3-point favorites.
Well, they're 3.5 on Yahoo, and they're 3 on Hard Rock. So you got one of them right.
Always believe the Florida one. Referee for this game is
referee for the Browns, or as I say, Clowns, and Redskins, Commanders, Washington football team, whatever, is Allen.
Yeah. And calling this game on Fox, we have Jason Benetti. Jason Benetti and Greg Olson. I guess, what's his name's taking the week off?
Oh, I guess so.
The Greg
Bad
Olson's
time
on
to
this
take a week
game.
off. Bad time to take a week off. But
I guess.
actually,
Is it
yeah,
though?
I would not want to go near FedEx. I don't want to go near FedEx Field. That's actually a good point.
Lowest ticketed price, $67.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Who does Tiny Tim have in this?
Tiny Tim has. Oh, he actually said something interesting for this one. He actually has this as his point spread game of the week.
Oh.
And he has Cleveland covering, but Washington winning. 26-23, Washington will win, but this is going to be his point spread game of the week as Cleveland covers.
Commanders are riding high behind rookie Jaden Daniels. That guy's, I think, a lock to be offensive rookie of the year.
I 100% agree.
While the Browns are struggling with one, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Cosby.
Karma bites them in the ass once again. This is the second straight road game for the Browns, and they are really banged up. They went to Vegas. Now they got to go to Washington, D.C. Offensive line is a mess. I think Jaden Daniels stays hot. I think the Commanders keep rolling. I'm going with the Commanders, not just going with the Commanders, but I'm locking them up.
This is my stone cold lock of the century. All week.
I'm going with the Commies to beat the Browns 28-17. Give me Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
I hate to do this, Alex, but I'm on the opposite end for a lock. I'm not on a lock, but it's a trap.
Oh,
It's a trap game for me. This is a trap game. Here's the thing that I have this as a trap game. Washington does have an awful record against the Browns. And this one honestly scares me because this will probably be the best defense that Jaden Daniels has seen all year. But he didn't do very well against the Buccaneers defense. And this what scares me a little bit about this game. I think that this game is going to come to a movable, unstoppable object. Versus
the irresistible force meaning the immovable object.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I butchered that, but that's what I'm trying to say. But
Gorilla Monsoon is rolling over in his grave.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God
but
damn it.
the thing is, though,
But bam!
man, this honestly screams trap game for me, to be honest with you. Because the problem is, I don't know. The Browns offense is going to be absolutely awful. We all know that. When your own offensive guard is on the ground and you're trying to pick him up and he tells you go fuck yourself, then that's a problem. That's what. Go back and see what happened. That's week one when Deshaun Watson tried to pick up Joel Patondo. He told him to go fuck himself. But
that was great.
That was hilarious. But this honestly screams like this game is just going to be turnover, offensive punt, turnover, punt. It's going to be an ugly game. This is going to be very ugly. I don't think the weather's going to be great for this game either. I think Washington will win, but I think this game is going to be extremely ugly. I think they just win. They get the win off their skin of their teeth and just barely get the job done. My final score is actually going to be 23-17. Give me Washington in this game. And yeah, this will honestly be surprising because it definitely screams trap game for me. 100%.
All right, next game on the list. History is definitely on their side when it comes to this one. As it is the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is in Jacksonville, and the Jaguars, even though they're winless, are still somehow, some way, 3-point favorites.
Yep, and they're actually on both 3-point favorites for both of them.
Makes zero sense. Referee for this
I know
game
why.
is
But but it's
yeah.
actually getting. I know why, but still, Carl Sheffers is the referee for this one.
Carl Sheffers is the referee and calling the game for the Colts and the Jaguars. It is a Spiro Wiggins. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Wonderful, miraculous, sunshine Trevor Lawrence. And Adam Archuleta as well.
Adam Archuleta.
Lowest ticketed price is $31.
Yeah,
$31
that's about right. I will say, though, that honestly makes sense. And before I go into my pick, I'll actually go into Tiny Tim's pick. And Tiny Tim's has 24-17 Jaguars. Jaguars have the Colts number, and I actually will get into that.
That is true.
Indianapolis Colts have struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have not won in Jacksonville since 2013. They have looked. Jaguars have won every single. Jaguars have also won every game in the past 5 games against them, except for the game in Indianapolis. But otherwise, Jacksonville is not a good place for Indianapolis to play. Jacksonville actually the Colts lead the overall series, but most of their wins come at home. And so this is pretty much a home-dominated series. So one team's really good at home, the other team's really bad on the road, and it's going to continue here. I think the thing is. The problem is the Colts, they don't even know if Anthony Richardson is going to play. He's questionable.
Joe Flacco.
Injury, so it could be Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco!
Honestly.
Luke creaming his pants.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke Nukem creamed
Where's
his
Luke
pants.
Nukem?
Dude, Luke Nukem had to change his boxers after being the Steelers.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Lightning does not strike twice here. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. Jacksonville win this game because of the history. And the cool thing is they're actually wearing their throwbacks for this game.
They are.
They are wearing their throwbacks, which I actually like their throwbacks a lot. But I do feel bad for Jaguar Gator 9 because, yeah, he had that clause for the Colts. This is literally a game they have to win. They have to win this game. They're 0-4. I think they get the job done to keep their season.
I was frozen today.
Oh my! Of course, I was frozen again. Wonderful. I don't know what's going on, but anyways, Doug Pearson. Yeah, his seat is hot as right now. It's way too hot. I think he cools down a little bit, but he's not going to last very long. Jaguars get the job done, 24-21. Give me the Jaguars.
All right. I think I'm going to be in agreement with you guys because the Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
13.
Oh, and
it was 2013. Mm-hmm. Yep, 2013 was their last time. Let me pull it up. Yep, it was they. Actually, no, they did win in 2013. I'm sorry. So it is
2014.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why I don't know why JG9 said 2013, but it was 2013 was their last time. It was actually 2013.
2013 was their last win, but 29 they haven't won since 2014. And at 0-4, this is a must-win for the Jaguars, or they are truly done. Like LC said, they don't know who they're going to start at quarterback with Anthony Richardson banged up. It could be Joe Flacco, could be Sam Ehlinger, could be somebody else. It won't matter. The history stays the same, and Jacksonville will get their first victory. I am going with the Jaguars to get the job done over the Indianapolis Colts. 24-14. Give me Duval.
Duval.
All right, next game on the list. This is without a doubt my game of the week. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Houston to take on the Strouds, the Houston Texans. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Bills are 1-point favorites.
Let me look. There's good. And where is it? Yep. One on both books.
Referee for this game is
Clay Martin.
Calling this game on CBS, we have Ian Eagle and Charles Davis.
Makes sense.
And lowest ticketed price for this game, $169. So $100 plus.
Nice.
This is definitely going to be one of the best games of the year. The Bills are out on the road for the second straight week and did not look good in losing to the Baltimore Ravens last week. Texans haven't been dynamic on offense, which many expected before this season to begin. So this game, I think, is going to be an absolute shootout for sure. Now, as for who I think is going to win, I'm torn. I'm really torn.
Ooh, I know what you're going to do.
You know what that means? I'm letting fate decide. This is my coin flip game of the week. Because it's the Bills, it's the Strouds, it's a game of the week. I don't know who to pick.
And it's a revenge game.
Revenge. It is a revenge game.
But who's your heads and who's your tails?
Heads will be, this is
JFK?
JFK.
Yeah.
Heads. And the American Eagle will be tails. Count me down.
3, 2, 1. Baba Booey.
God damn it.
Gabba. Oh.
Let's part 2.
3, 2, 1. Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Iron grip.
There you go. Oh.
No, it's the Bills! Buffalo all the way this time!
Fuck.
I knew it. I saw it as soon as your face. I knew it was that.
31-28 because nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. God damn it.
Alrighty. So Tiny Tim has 23-21 in favor of Houston. Josh Allen might throw a late interception to cost the team the game. Just like the Broncos did last year, that Broncos game last year. He has some going similarly that game. But Buffalo does not seem like a place they do well in. They've only won twice out of their 5 wins. They've only won twice in Houston. The last win was in 2006. Otherwise, the Texans have dominated this series, winning their last 4 home games against the Bills. The only time the Bills have won was in 2006. They won 2006, but then they met up in that first meeting. But let's be honest, that was the year they were really bad. But 2000, they've only won realistically one time against a team that was not an expansion team, and the Texans have dominated the series otherwise at home. And the Houston Texans, I think, do have a very good offense and have an offense that could compete with them. And last time these two teams played, it was an absolute slaughter, 41-0 over Bills over the Texans. I think the Texans have that in mind and will get the job done and beat the Buffalo Bills at the end of the day. I hated how badly they got beat by the Baltimore Ravens because I had Buffalo winning that game. So I think that they do get humbled a little bit here, but this game won't be nearly as bad as the Ravens game. I think the Strouds will get the job done. Houston, you don't have a problem because you have the Strouds. Final score, Strouds 28, Bills 27. I think this is exactly going to be a 1-point game.
So I'm the only one that's picking the Bills.
Yes, you are. And it was a coin flip.
Picking the Bills.
Quote.
Next game on the list we have.
I think it's our last 1 o'clock game.
Last 1 o'clock game. You should be interested with this one as it is something within the AFC North, as it is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. This game is in Cincinnati. From what I am seeing right here, the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites.
And on both books, 2.5.
Referee for this game is,
Bill Vinovich.
and calling this game on CBS, we have Kevin Harlan and Trent Green.
I'm
And
wondering
oh.
where Tony Romo and Jim Nantz are going to be.
I'm
So I
curious.
thought they would have Bills Texans, to be honest with you.
I thought so too. And lowest ticketed price for this game is, let's see, $156.
$156.
$156.
That sounds about right. And Tiny Tim has Baltimore winning over Cincinnati 27-24. Scores by airmail. Not sure where the reference is from, but
airmail.
Airmail. That's what he told me. Airmail. Scores by airmail. Scores by airmail. But
is that a King Henry nickname that we don't know about?
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry. There we go.
There you go. Well, Derrick Henry has had a pretty good tracker against the Bengals. This series, though, has been close by both ends. The Ravens did sweep them last year, but then after that, the Bengals won both games the previous year. So honestly, it's a back and forth series. The Ravens did have a little streak for a while, but the Bengals have seemed to compete over the last few years with a healthy Joe Burrow. My biggest thing is the Bengals have the 31st ranked, still have the 30th ranked defense. They're still one of the worst defenses in the league. And now you're having to play one of the best running backs in the league in Derrick Henry. And honestly, this game could go either way. I think that the Ravens looked very good against Buffalo. I have to say I was impressed. I was very impressed. I was not impressed with their win against the Cowboys, but I was impressed with their win against the Bills. So they did impress me there. So Luke Nukem, I'll give you that one, but I still don't like your team. I still will never like your team. Sorry to hate to say it. I'm not a Ravens fan. I will never support them. I'm sorry. I can't. Yes, I've supported the Niners, and when they play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, fight me. I don't want to see it. But my thing is, this is going to be a tough game in general. I think this could go either way, especially being on the road in Cincinnati. But I do think that the Baltimore Ravens, as much as I hate to say it, they will get the job done. I hate saying it. I would really want the Bengals to win it. I just cannot trust their defense. I think that this is a breakout game for Zay Flowers. I think that he will be the X factor in the game, and I think he will have a big game. I'm going to say he has 9 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game, where he will get the deciding game-winning touchdown as the Ravens defeat the Bengals on the road. Final score, Ravens 27, Bengals 23. Give me the Baltimore Ravens. Quote the Raven nevermore, and I don't like this game. That's pain me to say it, but I have to do it.
Luke with another tour saying the Ravens are overconfident after beating the Super Bowl champion.
What?
Super Bowl champions.
You mean the...
What? The what? Yes.
Dang it. I don't know what's going on my internet. I don't know what's going on my
What
internet
happened?
tonight. I don't know.
What were you saying, though?
My internet's... I don't know what's going on here, man. I was saying, like, they're saying what the media called the Super Bowl champions, the Buffalo Bills, after they went 3-0.
Right.
That's maybe why they thought that, but I honestly don't know.
Possibly.
I don't know. They almost beat the Chiefs. But
yeah, this is an enormous game for both of these teams. Bengals can get right back in the division race with a victory here. Their offense has come alive with T. Higgins coming back. And the Ravens gave up a ton of big pass plays, so that will be a factor here. The Bengals have defensive issues, so look out. I think this game is going to be an absolute shootout, to say the very least. But at the end of the day, I am going to go with the hotter hand. I'm going to go with the team with the better quarterback. Well, the team with the better running back and I think he is going to run the Bengals into the ground. I'm going with Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens. Final score is what I have here, 34-31. Quote the Raven.
So all of us are on the Ravens. All of us are on the Ravens. Logan
Now
said
move on
auditioning
to
for
the-
Elsa. Only for $500. Then I'll audition for Elsa. That's what the vampire said. The vampire said that in his comment.
Cheap bastard.
Be quiet. $500 will do it.
Okay. Moving on to the 4 o'clock slate of games. This one's going to suck. As it is the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. This game is in Denver. And from what I am seeing right here, the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites.
Let me take a look here. So on Hard Rock it is, and on the Yahoo Sports, it actually is 3. It went up on Yahoo. Went to 3. But on Hard Rock it is 2.5.
Referee for this game is?
Referee for Raiders and Broncos is Craig Rolstad.
And calling this game, we have Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston, a.k.a. Moose. That one's for you, Tim. Lowest ticketed price, $166.
That sounds about right being in Denver. But, Alex, Tiny Tim has a request for this game.
Okay.
His favorite song.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
This is his Hell Knock game of the week. And
rightfully so.
Not only is his Hell Knock game of the week, he also has something very interesting with this. Broncos may be 2.5-point favorites, but he's sounding the alarm.
Did he not hear the news today?
He did. I don't know if he did, but this is what he sent me. This is what he sent me. This is his upset special. Give him the Raiders to win over the Denver Broncos 24-20.
Interesting.
I'm wondering, I think I know what his angle is, but
Interesting. As both of these teams are 2-2. The Broncos are home for the first time in 3 weeks. Denver defense has really impressed over the last 2 games, and I think they will play well here. Both teams are limited on offense, but I think the Broncos will get the best of that Las Vegas offense. I'm going with the Broncos to get the job done, especially since Devontae Adams is not there. He's not going to be playing, as he was, I believe the exact words were, he was deactivated.
oh, good Lord.
So, yeah, give me Denver over the Raiders 20-10.
I see Tiny Tim's angle on this one. The Raiders do have an overall record of 73-54 and 2 ties, but the Broncos have only won twice since 2017. Since November 26, 2017, the Broncos have only won twice against the Raiders. And until proven otherwise, Alex, sound the alarm.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is another team I don't like, but you can't ignore Minshew Mania, brother. Final score 17-14. Give me the Raiders. I'm not doing the Raiders thing. I'm just going to say the Raiders because the problem, here's the thing. When you have only won twice since 2017, Denver's got that chip on their shoulder. Until that streak is broken, they've lost the past 4 years in a row. They've not beaten the Raiders once. Their last win was in 2019 by 1 point. Until proven otherwise, I can't pick them. They've actually no, hold that thought.
Oh.
They've only won their last 2 matchups since 2017 by a combined 2 points. 1 point each went time. 2019 and November 26, 2017, and December 29, 2019, they've only won by 1 point, 16-15. So literally, they've won. Their only 2 wins they've had are combined 2 points. Until proven otherwise, I gotta go with the Raiders. That's my upset pick of the week.
All right. Next game on the list, we have a matchup in the NFC West, as it is the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. This game is in Santa Clara. And from what I'm seeing right here, the 49ers are 7-point favorites.
Okay, on the Yahoo Sports, it's 7.5, and on Hard Rock, it is 7.
Referee for this game is
Land Clark.
Oh, Land.
Fuck.
Land Clark. And calling this game on Fox, we have Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Mother Lovin' Brady. And
he's calling this game.
I don't get it either. Lowest ticketed price, $75.
That sounds about right.
So the Cardinals were blown out last week against the Washington Commanders, and they look bad. Defense was bad.
About them, so just go ahead.
Defense was bad. That's never a good thing when playing the 49ers at their place, because Brock Purdy and company should have a pretty big day. The defense will do its part as well, so look for the 49ers in a blowout, as the Cardinals don't have the players on defense to compete with the 49ers. I'm going with the Niners, 30-15, San Francisco. Bye-bye. Niner game.
But A-Bomb, I know I'll talk about your team in a second, but Tiny Tim actually has 30-20 49ers. Even though they're injured, it should be no problem. For me, though, Arizona Cardinals, I think, are probably the worst run team, one of the worst run franchise in all of the NFL. How in God's name do you throw the ball to Marvin Harrison only 6 times throughout an entire game? He's your number 1 pick for this year. He's the best wide receiver prospect since Larry Fitzgerald, who you actually got to, but you only throw him to him against the 32nd ranked defensive back duo in the NFL 6 times. You threw to Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch more times than Marvin Harrison Jr. Kyler Murray, Call of Duty's not coming out for another few weeks.
Yeah.
Did you decide to play the old game? Did you decide to play the old Call of Duty?
Hey man, World at War is the best. I will die on that hill.
I'm sorry, but this may be the worst run team in all pro sports. Jonathan Gannon, I think he honestly should be fired I think he should be fired just for how bad he fumbled the bag last week. You're facing the 32nd ranked defensive back duo in the NFL, and you throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. 6 times. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. That's absolutely embarrassing. The only reason why I was happy is because I actually had one of my best bets cashed that game. Marvin Harrison Jr. first-time touchdown score. For $5, I won $47.50. So I was happy about that. But otherwise, this team's terrible. The Arizona Cardinals probably have the worst defense in the league, and it's not even close. When the 32nd ranked defense holds your offense to 14 points, you're overtaking that as now the worst defense in the league. Niners, even though they're injured to hell and back, the Bang Bang Niner gang are going to completely crush those Cardinals. Alex, lock this team.
And this is my stone cold lock of the century. All week.
Deebo Samuel and Joel Jennings masterclass in this game. Have them both at any touchdown scores. Final score, Niners 49, Cardinals 10. I'm sorry. This defense is terrible. Garbage. Cardinals are a garbage franchise. Absolute garbage.
All right, next game on the list. Only got a few more. Next game on the list is the New York Football Giants against the Seattle Seahawks. This game is in Seattle at Lumen Field.
Oh boy.
Yep, Lumen Field. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites.
Okay, on Yahoo they are 6, and on the Hard Rock they're 6. So you got both on both ends. So
Referee for this game is
Sean Smith.
And calling this game on CBS, we have Andrew Ketelon, Tiki Barber, and Jason McCourty. Lowest ticketed price, $90.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Who you guys got and why?
Tiny Tim has Green Bay. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's the next game. I'm sorry. He actually has the Seahawks 28, Giants 17.
Spoiler
It is.
Oh, really?
And this is my stone cold lock of the century. All week.
Even though they lost last week, Seahawks are locking down probably the worst team in the NFC East.
Huh.
28-17, Seahawks for Tiny Tim as his lock of the week. Here's the thing, Vampire Luke. The Brock Purdy, he could still get it done with Juwan Jennings and Deebo Samuel. I'm sorry.
It's true.
But anyways, getting gets. You mind if you want to go first? Or you want me to go first on this one?
Go for it.
All right. So the Seahawks, the New York Giants have the worst offense in the NFC East, and they probably have the worst overall team in the NFC East. And the Seahawks have only lead the series by 1. So honestly, it is a closer series than people thought. The Giants have only won once in their last 7 games against the Seahawks. So that is a big problem. And the last time they actually won in Seattle was their only win. It was in 2020. But other than that, they have struggled in Seattle. They only have 2020, 2010 as their last 2 wins in Seattle. Other than that, the Giants do not play well in Seattle at all. It seems like every 10 years they win in Seattle, but they realistically have not won in Seattle. Other than that one win, their last win, other than 2010, 2020, their last time they won in Seattle was in 1981. So, yeah, Seattle, I think, is just a better team here. Even with Kenneth Walker halfway injured, the Seahawks kept it close with the Lions for the most part. And I think that Geno Smith does a good job and gets the job done at home. The 12th man comes up and shows out, even with all the stuff that's going on in Seattle right now, including one of their famous fans, which I'm not going to get into. But anyways, Seattle gets the job done. My final score is going to be Seahawks 31, Giants 20. Give me the Seahawks.
Thank you, Detroit Tigers, knocking out the Houston Astros. Get the fuck out of here, you Patriots.
Oh, God. You mean the Cheestros? The Cheetros.
Cheestros. Yep. Asterisks.
The Asterisks. Even though I will say baseball has been interesting. I just feel bad for the Baltimore Orioles and the Emperor. I feel bad for him, dude.
Yeah.
10 straight losses for the Baltimore Orioles in the postseason. That's bad.
Oof.
10 straight losses in the postseason.
That was terrible.
I agree.
This is a long trip for the Giants, East Coast traveling to the West Coast. But they will have rested. They will be pretty well rested after playing last Thursday night while the Seahawks played Monday. Seattle is really banged up on defense, so this could be a game where the Giants offense should do something. I mean, the
Keyword something.
Something, question mark. We should see. The Seattle offense showed Monday night it couldn't score, so look for points. The Giants hang around, but at the end of the day, the Seahawks get the win. This is actually, believe it or not, this is my point spread game of the week.
Okay.
27-24. Seahawks win, but Giants cover the points.
Have I done a point spread game this week? I don't think I did.
I don't believe so.
Then this is my point spread game of the week. Screw it.
Point
spread game of the week because Seattle wins over the points.
All right.
I think they definitely win by more than 6.
All right, next game on the list, the last 4 o'clock game, as it is the Green Bay Mother-Loving Packers and the Los Angeles Rams.
My homie's favorite team.
And from what I'm seeing right here, the Packers are 3-point favorites.
On Hard Rock, they're 3. Yahoo Sports has them at 3 as well.
Referee for this game is
Brad Allen.
And calling this game on CBS, we have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
I knew it. I had a feeling.
And the lowest ticketed price, $185.
That's not too bad. For
Not bad
Los
at all.
Angeles, not too bad. I'm just looking at some of my notes. But
LC, what do you have?
alrighty, I'll just go ahead and say this. Green Bay has over a record of 50-47-2, but a big oof moment for the Rams is they've only won 1 in their last 11 games and twice in their last 12 games against the Packers. Twice in the last 13 games against the Packers. Packers have dominated this series as of late. The Rams have had trouble playing the Packers, realistically. The last time they did win at home was in 2018 against the Packers. That was 27-29. That was actually a good game. But otherwise, though, the Packers just have dominated this series. And the Packers have pretty much dominated on the last time they actually lost on the road to the Rams, other than that one time, was in 2003. So the Packers are coming in pretty hot. Even though they did lose to the Vikings, they did have a good second half, and I think they will use that momentum from the second half to come out and beat the Rams. I think the Rams will try and put up a good fight, but I think the Packers will get the job done. But my question is, though, will Tom Grassi be the next field goal kicker for the Packers?
Possibly. I mean, he put out an audition tape earlier today, so.
He did. I saw it. He's not bad. He could compete, but I still think the Packers get the job done, even if Tom Grassi's not the kicker. My final score is going to be 34-27. Give me the Packers.
Why would he be the kicker when he's wide receiver 1?
Hybrid player, just like
Didn't
Travis
think about
Hunter
that.
will be next year in the draft.
Didn't think about that, did you?
Well, they did have hybrids.
They did. The Packers are coming off a tough loss to the Vikings with Jordan Love back in action. But he played well after a little bit of a slow start. Got back into it. The Rams gave up a ton of big plays on defense, which is good news for Jordan Love. So the Rams are limited on offense with so many injuries, and they will not be able to keep up with the Green Bay Mother-Loving Packers. I'm going with Green Bay to get the job done over Los Angeles, 31-20. Go Pack. Go. And what does Tim have to say about this?
Tiny Tim has one quote that he has to say. All you need is love. All you need is love. 27-23 Packers win for Tiny Tim.
It's one of my favorite Beatles songs right there. Hell yeah. All right. It's the main event.
I know it's next.
The main event.
Alex, you know what to play for me. This is my.
Yes, this is your.
This is my game of the week.
Sucks Tiny Tim can't be here because it's the first time that his team, your team,
on Sunday night. First time ever.
Sunday night, prime time, brother.
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right. And it is in Pittsburgh. Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers. This game is in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field.
Yes, it's not Acrisure. I was there last year, and I still called it Heinz. Everyone else did too.
Steelers are 2.5-point favorites.
On both sides, yes, they are.
Referee for this game is?
Finally, we got a good referee for this game. Sean Hockley. Finally, we get him for a game.
He should referee all the primetime games.
Well, the problem is, though, they can't do that because
the relatively good primetime games.
He does a majority of the good games anyway. He is the best referee according to statistics. He is the best referee in the league. Yeah. So they
learn
can't
from
put
his
him
dad.
on the best game everyone. He did learn from his dad. So,
And the lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $305.
Yeah, that's one reason I couldn't go. One of the reasons. And I have to save it for just to go see my family. So I would go, but next time they play in Pittsburgh, I'll go. Just not this time. I couldn't do it.
All right. I guess I will go first because I don't have a horse in this race as you guys do. So the Cowboys are banged up on defense. They lost DeMarcus Lawrence. They lost Micah Parsons. And the Braves just lost too. Great. Oh, big injuries to watch. So Micah Parsons is probably the biggest injury to watch here. The Steelers lost for the first time last week with the defense having issues and referees calling bullshit calls.
9 missed holding calls. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm really torn as to who to pick here, but as the great Yinzer Mac likes to say, when in doubt, go with the home team. And I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers because I don't really see them lighting up the scoreboard at all, especially with Micah Parsons not being there, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence being there. Yeah, here we go. Dak Prescott not doing a damn thing. Give me Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers to go to 4-1. Final score 23-20 with the towels. Yeah, whatever.
Tiny Tim has his thoughts on the game. Tiny Tim thinks that the Steelers will strike early, but they will end up holding on at the end. This will be a very close game, but in Tiny Tim's eyes, this will be a Steelers win. He actually is going with the Steelers. So
oh my gosh.
Yep, he's going with the Steelers. So he actually has this being a shootout. Surprisingly enough, he actually has this being a shootout. Final score for him is going to be 30-27 in favor of the Steelers.
Interesting.
Where is
Interesting.
Please tell me I still have this picture on.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Even though he's not here, I'm still gonna play it anyway because why the fuck not?
How about them Cowboys?
Here, Jimmy. All right, you heard what I had to say. You heard what Tiny Tim had to say. LC, it's your turn. Cool.
All righty. This is my game, baby, and I am so excited for this game. Trust me, I am excited for this game. And the words of Tony Soprano, this is how I feel right now. In this house, Justin Fields is a hero. That's how I feel right now in regards to Justin Fields. Justin Fields has impressed the hell out of me. Last week proved it. He honestly looked really good against the Colts defense. And man, oh man, this is going to be an interesting game to say the least. Dallas is injured, and that is going to be a big factor, but they do lead in the overall series 17-16. So there is incentive for the Steelers to tie it, especially for what happened the last time these two teams played in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, you had probably one of the best games I've ever seen, and the Steelers choked it away.
Is that when Ezekiel Elliott
running down the middle?
That was his rookie year, right?
Defense. That was his rookie year. 8 years later, the Cowboys do not have a running identity. The Cowboys just don't have an offensive identity, realistically. You have CeeDee Lamb. Mary had a little lamb, but otherwise, who on this offense really scares me? Dak honestly has had a rough year. You just paid him all this money, and he's been very underwhelming. And CeeDee Lamb has 2 touchdowns at most.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's going to come down to which team realistically get the stops at the right time. One thing I will say is a big factor for this game is going to be the offensive line health for both teams. The offensive line, the Cowboys are dealing with some injuries. The Steelers are going to be getting back one of our best players, and that is Isaac Seumalo back at guard. He will be finally playing for the first time all season, which is a huge help because we just lost James Daniels for the year, who is our other starting guard. But having Seumalo back is going to be a huge benefit for the Steelers running game. I think the problem is for the Dallas Cowboys is they just do not have an offensive identity. 8 years later, Zeke Elliott is back as a Cowboy, but he just does not look like himself. He looks like a washed-up version of himself. It sucks to say that because he did have that meme for a while where he said, feed Zeke, feed Zeke. Well, they're going to try and feed Zeke, but you know what's going to happen? He's going to break his teeth when he bites down that steel.
Oh, damn.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. I think the big X factor and I think the big matchup for this game is going to be Trayvon Diggs versus George Pickens. This is a matchup no one's talking about. I think that the Steelers will be able to get George Pickens the ball. I think that George Pickens, how the Arthur Smith offense works, I think he's going to be able to get it to George Pickens very well because Trayvon Diggs is more of a deep coverage man. He's more into deep coverage. George Pickens can expose him by getting these short routes and being able to beat him on the outside and be able to get the ball, cut onto the outside, then back into the inside and get back in. I think that's how you realistically beat the Cowboys. You go for quick throws, you will chew up the clock and keep the Dallas offense off the field. That's how you win this game. Pittsburgh's been doing this all year. Other than last week where they were down almost the entire game, I feel like Pittsburgh's going to come out there. They're going to get some scores early, and I think that they're going to chew up the clock and prevent the Cowboys' offense from being out in the field. That's how you beat this team, and I think Pittsburgh will be able to do it to the best they can. Dallas just cannot get pressure. That's the one problem that Dallas has in this game is they will not be able to have pressure. Dexter Lawrence and Michael Parsons, both your edge rushers are going to be out for this game for the Cowboys, and I think that's going to be a huge blow to them. They will not be able to get a rush on Justin Fields. Justin Fields and the offense will be able to run down their throats and chew up as much clock as they need to. Steelers will get the job done, and I think they will win this game with a low-scoring game, but I still think the Steelers will get this job done. My final score is going to be 23-13. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this is a game where the defense just comes alive and shuts down Dallas. I think Dallas is going to get a garbage time touchdown late, but give me the Steelers to win this game, and we will all be in agreement. My final score, 23-13. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go, Steelers. Get this job done. Go to 4-1 before you go and play one of your biggest rivals on the road. And this is also one of our biggest rivals, too. We will officially tie up this series if we get this win. Steelers. Yeah, we're down 17-16, so we're pretty much trying to get that tie in this series.
Hey.
Get it done, Steelers. Justin Fields is a hero.
And if you don't like that, Mike Tomlin has 4 words for you.
We do not care.
No, he does not.
All right, last game on the list, Monday Night Football. It is the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. This game is in Kansas City. And from what I am seeing right here, the Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites.
So let me take a look here. Chiefs are 5.5 on Yahoo, and on the Hard Rock, they are also 5-point favorites. 5.5. I'm sorry, 5.5-point favorites.
Referee for this game is
Brad Rogers,
and calling this game on I believe it's on ESPN.
Yes, it is.
Only ESPN.
Only ESPN
this week, and we have Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, but there also is a Manning cast.
Yes, Manning cast is back.
It is back.
I think they're on for the next 4 weeks in a row, I think.
I hope so.
I think it's either they're on this week, then they're off next week, or they're on 4 weeks in a row, because I know they cover Giants Steelers later on, like before they take another break. So
lowest ticketed price, $227.
That makes sense.
What do you guys got and why?
Tiny Tim has 33-26. Kelsey is warming up. He's going to have Kelsey finally have his breakout game against the New Orleans Saints. His final score is going to be 33-26 in a shootout. Tiny Tim.
Saints are playing. Actually, you know what? Lucas, you go next.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind.
Save me for last.
Because I'll save the host with the most for last. The Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints, this has been a series that the Chiefs have dominated recently. They've won 5 of the last 7 games, and they lead the overall series 7-5. New Orleans does not play very well in Kansas City. They've only won. They did win in 2008, but other than that, they only other time they won in Kansas City was in 1991.
Oh,
And 76, 91, and 2008. Those were the only 3 times they've won in Kansas City. And honestly, the Saints did keep it close with the Falcons last week, but that late penalty did cost them at the end. This is going to come down to which defense realistically can get a stop. The Saints have looked really rough for the past 2 weeks, but the Chiefs have been getting bailed out by the referees. Let's be honest here. So bad calls in the past few games for the Chiefs. But honestly, it's going to be tough for the Chiefs to win without Rashid Rice now, without Isaiah Pacheco. It's been tough for them to get points. I think honestly think this is a low-scoring game. I do not think this is going to be a high-scoring game like Tiny Tim thinks. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, to be honest with you. I think this is low-scoring. I think that the problem with this game is just both offenses won't be able to generate much. This is going to be a run-heavy game. This will be field goals. This will be defense. We'll have to get the stops when they need to. But in the end, I how to do that, but I think the Chiefs will get this win. I honestly could see the Saints getting this win, but honestly, I think the Chiefs will get the win. I also on Discord with a person who's been a fan of the Saints for his entire life, and he says you can't trust Derek Carr in primetime. You just can't. Cannot trust Derek Carr in primetime, and I honestly agree with him. Chiefs get the win, but this is ugly. This is an ugly game. Final score 20-19. Chiefs win, but Saints will cover the points. This is not my point spread, but I think the Saints will absolutely cover this game.
all right. The Saints are playing consecutive road games. They came so close against the Atlanta Falcons last week. If it wasn't for Younghoe Koo kicking that long field goal, Saints would have won.
Yeah.
Saints would have had the job done in Atlanta. But this time, it's in Kansas City. It's at Arrowhead. It's in prime time. It's Monday night, and the whole world is watching. That's tough enough, but they are also playing the top team in the league.
Yep.
However, like you said, they are without a couple of weapons. They are without Pacheco. They are without Rashid Rice. And Patrick Mahomes started to just show flashes of his old ways last week, a little bit. And I want you to there's this. Hold on, where the hell was it? I just lost it. There it is, right there. 127. Do you know what that number is, Lucas? 127.
127 offensive yards, like passing yards?
Close.
Rushing yards.
Close.
Receiving yards?
New Orleans Saints have 127 points, total points scored this season.
Oh, that's right. They do.
And for that reason, sound the
I don't mind the pick. I honestly could see it happening.
Alvin Kamara is going to carve them up. Give me the Saints.
If they do, I would not be surprised.
Who dat nation? 31-20. Give me the Saints.
Chiefs have to lose at some point. They have to lose. I think
they will.
Honestly,
I think they will on Monday.
If you see me changing this pick before the game starts, that's why.
And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, for week number 5 of Pain and Gain Pick'ems. Oh, boy.
This was definitely a fun week. And it's also the start of Spooktober, which my little skull's right there. So you'll see him in the background.
First show of spooky season.
That's right. And also, before we go, you know, you were going to do this last week, but I'm going to do it this week for you. Happy birthday
Oh,
to
no.
you.
Oh, no, don't.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex, aka Pizzle 90. Happy birthday to you.
No
Boom.
strippers? No strippers?
No services as of right now.
Damn it.
We could wait. Hold on though. Maybe this weekend we might go to.
No, right.
Every time. Thank you, Cody, for that meme.
Right, Jules?
Jules?
Yeah, put that on the slideshow complex, Rami. I'll bet.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to stream the game this week because I will be working.
That's unfortunate.
So, I guess next week, same time, same place. Pain and Gain Pick'ems. See you for week number 6. Believe TJM3774 for Tiny Tim and Fantasy Football Fever. 10:45 Central. 10:45 Eastern.
Reactions, to be honest with you.
Should.
I honestly might too. It just depends on if I could get it to work in time. But honestly, I might stream my game. I'm good. I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, Brandon Cooks is out too. Oh shit.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse for the Cowboys. All right. So yeah, for Tiny Tim, for LC Moses 28, and say Pizzle saying peace out and fins up. Baby. We'll see you guys.
See you guys next week. Steelers. This is one of your biggest rivals. Go out there, get the job done, go to 4-1, beat those Cowboys silly. Tiny Tim, I know we're great friends and all, we're best buds, but this week, we're rivals. May the best team win.
See ya!